room for us here tonight. So let me get this tweeted out for everybody here. Give me 1 second. Where are we? So 1 sec, guys. And we are live. YouTube.com head live. And then let's see if this this works here tonight. Hopefully it does. This evening. It's not really night yet. Stocks, options, trading. 1 second, guys. Stock market. There's trading. Live streaming. Okay, so we got that there. So let me test this out here first. Make sure that the live is going through. So we got this. Okay, good. So the sound is coming through good. All right, so now let me get this tweeted out, and then hopefully everybody will get joined in here. I don't know why it doesn't have the weight room on here, but we'll get that going here in a little bit. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Shirley sent a few in by email, so let me get these in here. Google, that's a good one. Disney, AMT, and Boeing. So that'll look good. All right, awesome. Good. Ah! What happened? I lost it. Hold on, sorry guys, 1 second. YouTube live. There we go. And it doesn't make me. Does it make me sign in here? Hold on 1 second. I think it does. Hold on 1 second, guys. There. YouTube. Bubblehead live. Okay. So we are live. So just getting tuned in here, guys. Sorry about that. So I don't know why it doesn't have the weight room for me here. I'm still working on that one. Okay. Hey ZK, Rochelle, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. So just give me a minute here as I get everything kind of situated to make sure everything's coming through okay. So it looks like it's coming through okay. So we got this, and this here. Okay, good. All right, cool. So good stuff. Well, good evening, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. And today we're going to be continuing our conversation on day trading RSI tricks. And today we're going to be talking about Trendlines. So it's a really cool topic here. Before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. So what we're going to do, as usual, is we're going to take a look and see where we left off in the market here today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see how they're setting up and what we might expect for the rest of the evening and going into tomorrow, and then we'll take a look at questions and chart requests. So let's get started. So good stuff. So let's take a look. So SPX, whoa, monthly chart. We're down 78 points today. Monthly chart turned into a bearish engulfing month, right? It was trying to reclaim a little bit today. It tried to push a little bit, and then it came back down, retested those open gap levels like there and closed below it to here. So, So a couple days left in the month, and what we talk about here, the cloud canyon, right? The volatility really started to pick up, and we're getting that gravity effect right here over the cloud, right? So we're starting to see that too. Oh, we've been talking about RSI this week. Remember RSI, right? Oversold levels here on the RSI. Bullish engulfing candle worked up. We never got overbought here yet on the weekly chart, but we are pushing our way down. So we're definitely seeing that this is a potential trend to the downside. Daily chart, tricky, right? We talked about this yesterday. We talked about the kind of like the bull trap candle from yesterday, low volume, right? And the reason why we thought that was not necessarily because the 80 EMA is curling down or under the 50-day, things like that, is because of this pattern that we're really looking at right here. It really looks like a zigzag pattern, an Elliott wave, which is an impulsive move down with a 5-wave down, then an ABC, and then another 5-wave down. And typically that 5th wave is at least the length of the initial one, right? So we talked about here, just kind of activating this and kind of stretching it down here, right? So that kind of gives us a projected move down to this 3200 level, basically to the bottom of the cloud, to get a symmetrical move down. Doesn't mean we can't move down here the 200-day and test the 3100 level, right? But definitely looking like a corrective pattern right here. I mean, right, because we've had a huge impulsive move up. So so it'd be interesting to see how it holds right here. And if we can't hold the bottom of the cloud, I would like to see if we try to work our way back up. Otherwise, trend is this, the trend box keeps on pushing, right? So we had a big move down here today, but we couldn't quite get below the trend box with increasing volume. So we're still in the trend box right here, and we'll see what kind of price action we get going into tomorrow. So let's take a look at the price action here today. So good stuff. So definitely a bearish day today, right? So what happened is, right, yesterday we had that big dip buy. We held the ADMA, worked our way back up, and we actually gapped up here today, which is kind of cool. But look what happened. The bulls could not show any strength. They needed to step in today. This was the place to do it, right? And they couldn't even get over these levels here, these prior levels right here. So it's some selling pressure in that area. And so the bears stepped up and they went ahead and took charge and pushed us down below that 15 or below and got us in a lot of good short positions here today. It was really a lot of fantastic moves across the board, including SPY, Apple, Boeing, some other great ones today. So it was just a nice move, but it was also some controlled selling today. It wasn't like panic selling. We didn't see a lot of heavy volume coming in. It was just sort of like an inverse bullish day, right? Just kind of a decent volume. All the retraces were shortable today, and it just was a nice kind of ADMA day today to the short side. So cool stuff there. And I would say these are the levels that we provide to our members before each market open. You can see how well those played, right? So this is a big weekly level and also a volumetric level too that we couldn't get above, right? We kind of retested the mid volumetric level right here, lost that, bounced off the S1 level once, again, level to level. This candle right here was saying, okay, let's try the next level down. It did, and then it gave you an upper shadow off of this one, and then just kind of chopped a little bit and then got to the lows of the day. So pretty cool stuff there. Let's take a look at the S&P futures and see how they're behaving here this evening. I think they're misbehaving again. So once again, the bulls had their chance, right, to step up here this evening, and they just couldn't do it, right? So here's we trade off of signal zones and supply and demand zones during the day, in addition to the levels we provide on SPX. But you can see how important these were this morning, right? So today, like I said, we gapped up today, and really the important signal zone was the one that formed overnight. It definitely showed as a resistance zone, right? Because every time it got up here, resistance, resistance, resistance. And then it couldn't even get up there at the open, right? So we had another signal zone here, right? This rally-based rally. And we just couldn't get above there too. So we had this big channel as well on the ES, right, from Monday. And we broke down below that today. So that was another bearish signal. And then we kind of chopped around here. They tried to hold on a little bit, right? Some other congestion right here. And then we dropped. Right, and then each rally was just shortable off of that. So I was talking about today. I said, wouldn't it be interesting if we saw another wave down on this one? Because this could be the wave 1, 2, and here's your 3, 4, and we might see another wave down here, a possible wave 5. And we'll see if it tests the bottom of these signal zones here. And we don't have any other signal zones until down here and here. These are old ones. So we'll see how those hold, right? So this 3,200 is really a good projected level that we talked about. So we'll see how that holds. And then below there, just to watch out below, right? So we'll see how that goes if it gets to 3,100. It could be pretty nasty if that is the case. And then they might start buying the dip on it, which would be pretty interesting. So we'll see how that goes. So good stuff. We'll see what they have in store for this evening. Let's put a trend line. Let's actually put a channel up on this here this evening, right? And see how well it holds this channel going into tonight. So definitely still looking impulsive here on the downside. So good stuff. So today we're going to be continuing our conversation on day trading RSI tricks. And so RSI, again, is a cool tool, relative strength index. We talked about some cool tools already using moving averages, things like that. So today we're going to be talking about trend lines. So one of the cool parts about trend lines and RSI is that we can put trend lines on our RSI, which is really cool. So I'm just going to pull up SPY right here, and let me go ahead and add the RSI in here as well. So let's get that here. Okay, so one of the cool things that we can look at is look for areas where we may be trying to break out, right? So it's a really cool tool, and one of the cool things I like about it is that it just kind of helps give some context, right? So here you can see we had this really nice trend line coming off of these levels right here, and for the one bounce, and we actually traded this bounce today because there was an opportunity. We talked about, hey, if it's going to bounce anywhere, it's going to be here. And RSI confirmed that, right? So you can see here, right, we crossed over this downward trend line, and we got a nice push right here, right? So this was at about 12:30, and you can see here on the chart, right, we got a nice little pop here off at 12:30, and kind of worked its way up a little bit. So it made for a nice little trade, nice relief bounce, and kind of worked its way back up a little bit. So so kind of a cool thing, right, to use those trend lines with that. And you can do it, of course, with corresponding trend lines here too. But you can see you got a little bit of an edge on it here on the RSI before we actually broke the trend line on the actual chart. So it kind of gives you like a nice little momentum breakout right there before working its way back. Now, once we cross back below the trend line, right? So that just basically showed, was it going to retest and bounce? No, it didn't. We broke down below there, and then what happened? We talked about being overbought and oversold this week below the 30 and the 70 levels. over the 70 or below the 30 levels. And if we stay oversold, if we get oversold and stay oversold, that's actually a really bearish situation. So now you can kind of see what happened here after we crossed below. Look how bearish we were for the rest of the day as we stayed in those oversold levels, right? So pretty cool stuff there, right? So that's two applications of this in one today, right? So other good moves right here, as you can see as well, just from yesterday. We had a sideways inverse head and shoulders, one of our favorite patterns that we like to trade, and that gave us a nice move up yesterday. But check out the trend line from yesterday, right? So a couple cool moves. There was this one right here. That was a little bit too steep, but look at this one right here. Boom, right? So we had a nice corresponding move right here. We broke out of the trend line here, but it got a little bit of an edge on it on the RSI and the breakout right here at 13.15. So that kind of gears you up for this potential move, right? Even a little bit of a pullback right here that kept going, and then look at that nice move up there off of the RSI, and then we saw the divergences here at the end of the day before it worked its way back. So putting these charts on the RSI is kind of a cool way to kind of keep things in check, and just to see how how things like to move, right? So you can see even here, right, we had a nice trend line off of this here after hours, right? We got a nice pop through here, and that gave us a little bit of an edge over 70.55 to catch this little move right here after hours. And then once we lost that, right, we had this trend line right here, from here to here, and we cracked right here, and that gave us a nice down move here after hours on the SPY. So kind of cool stuff, guys. So don't be afraid to put trend lines on your RSI. It can help find breakouts, or it can give you nice breakdowns, and also keep in mind those overbought and oversold levels to show that, hey, this thing might actually still keep going. So good stuff. Well, hopefully you guys found that helpful. And at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window. And of course, we'll get through as many as we can, and try to wrap up as early as possible so we all get a good night's sleep. But it's not as late as it normally is. So good stuff there. All right. Awesome. So let's go to the daily chart and see how things are looking here. So ZEK. So we got Twitter. Yeah. So Twitter. What a day. What a day on Twitter, right? So had a big breakout candle yesterday with the inside day up. We gapped over the inside day, over the geometric level, and had an awesome day yesterday. We pointed that out yesterday. Some of our members actually swung this overnight, had some runners, and did incredibly well with that gap up, and a huge push today. Twitter stayed green all day, right? It barely really kind of budged, right? It just kind of drifted down after later in the day, but it stayed pretty strong for the majority of the day. So I like the relative strength on Twitter. Now, it left with a big upper shadow right here, so we'll just have to see how it behaves going into tomorrow. If the futures, depending how they behave, we'll see how they go going into tomorrow. But again, nice relative strength on Twitter today. And then Piton. So Piton, some wild price action today, left with a big upper shadow intraday, right? So, or off the daily chart, hit an all-time high and then kind of rejected it, right? So that's kind of interesting, right? So it kind of came back in to the inside day and kind of stayed above it a little bit. If we push below these lows going into tomorrow, Piton may be an interesting pullback, right? I'm actually going to keep that on the put that on the bearish radar for tomorrow. See if Piton might be ready to kind of pull back a little bit here. So let me get that on the radar for tomorrow. If you guys can believe it, tomorrow is already Thursday, which is pretty wild. So let's take a look right here. So let's see Wednesday. Let's see there. And so Roku had a big upper shadow too, so that's kind of on the bearish radar too. And then we've got that. And then today we just had Nike and Tesla were kind of on the radars too for the on the 15 orb. So good stuff. Nice find on Piton. Thanks EK, I really appreciate it. Let's see what else. Rochelle, what's going on? Thank you so much for making it. I appreciate it. Lulu, so Lululemon. So great day yesterday, right? So not quite a Morningstar reversal. Came back into the this consolidation zone here, but it did it with some good volume, and then they did a really cool sneaky move, right? And yesterday they decided to, last night I believe, they decided to restart their share buyback program. So nice sneaky way to get a gap up in the morning today. So we got a little bit of a gap up here today, a little bit of a push, and then kind of came back in. Right, so nice gap up today, push, and then whoa, watch out, big upper shadow off that one. Great place to raise stops, right? Once you come back below, keep your stops there below the right at the pre-market highs, and it came back right to it, right? So kind of worked its way back down. Now it's kind of drifting down again after hours. Again, really tricky here off of the prior zone, right? This is a big level of interest, right? So it didn't want to get above it, so it came back in it. So let's just kind of see how it holds. But it is still holding the 80 man, that one. But kind of check these levels, see if they hold, and we might see a bounce off of that if the market decides to get strong again, right? So we'll see how that goes. So good stuff. Thanks so much. So Shirley sent it a few in via email. So again, appreciate everybody keeping Shirley in your thoughts and prayers. She gets better every day. So Google, wow. So Google down to its 200-day moving average. This looks like it's already kind of doing what we thought the market was going to do. Right? It already got down to the cloud and already got down to its 200-day moving average. So this is kind of a key area right here. A little bit increased volume. Volume came in a lot of these names at the end of the day and then pushed down here today. Let's see if we can get below the 200-day moving average and where we go from there. Disney. Again, gave a little bit of a try yesterday, but like we said, the big thing about yesterday was this declining volume, right? Nice candle over the 50-day, but still this nasty declining 8-day. And again, just kind of working its way back down, and then a lot more volume here to the downside. It's right at its 200-day as well after piercing the cloud. So it's kind of a bearish scenario, but if it can hold the 200-day, it's basically at this geometric line too. So see how this level holds and where we go from there. So good stuff. And AMT, let's take a look. AMT, yeah, real estate getting trounced. Big down move on that one, and good volume, nice off of a doji day at the 200-day, and good push down. Let's see if we get some more follow through on that one. We've got some crazy levels right here, so I don't know what was going on. These are kind of all over the place. So let me clear this drawing set here, and just kind of an interesting area. This 200-day is actually serving as kind of an interesting kind of trend line right here. So the breakdown is actually significant there on AMT. So keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on your real estate names too if they want to stay weak tomorrow. So great find on that one. So good stuff. And then Boeing, perfect. We pointed this out, the rally. We did not trust the rally this morning on the live stream this morning. We pointed out a potential short opportunity on Boeing. We like how it came up to the daily ADMA and just kind of left a little bit of an upper shadow here. It came back to the triangle and rejected it. And with the market as weak as it was, because the market was pretty weak at the open, right? So once we saw this, we were a little bit sketchy about that, right? And then it gave you a nice inside 15, just kind of worked its way down, and it was an ADMA all day on an ADMA day on Boeing today. So pretty cool stuff there. Let's see if that gets any more follow through the downside too. So again, a lot of things are starting to break down a little bit, but again, just a little bit of caution right here. That 3,200 level is going to be really key. It looks like the futures did bounce off of it. We hit the 3,210, and let's see if that rally becomes shortable this evening, or if they try to rally it up and go green in the morning. So it could be very, very interesting. So good stuff. So Mike, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we said it might be a bull trap. We just didn't, and the reason why is because, right, of the setup, right? It was just looking like a the way I'm kind of assuming it right now is because the way the intensity of this pullback, if this was our wave 2 pullback right here, then I would expect a bigger wave 4 pullback. We could definitely see that, right? If this is your wave 1, 2, this could still be a 3, but again, at this point here, we've already crossed below it, so that cannot be a wave 1 at this point. So either this is a wave 1, 2, or this is a wave 1, 2, but either way, this still looks like it might be pulling back an impulsive move. We're still waiting for confirmation below these levels to see if the trend is actually changing, and then, one of the big things we want to do as well is put this here. But the reason that we were thinking a potential short of it is the zigzag move, 5, ABC, 3, and then 5. So if this is actually an impulsive move down, and then we're working back down here, right? Well, the other thing that we talked about yesterday, right, is this move here from yesterday was a Fibonacci, right? So from here to here, it was a 382, and that's a nice momentum move, right? Directionally. And then from here to here, right, it was a 618. So you had this nice cluster zone right here with low volume, trying to break out of the cloud, but pretty weak, and then we got that flush here. So if this actually turns into a 1, 2, we may see a way bigger move down, and this might not be a zigzag at all, and this might just be ready for a trend, and the wave could have been done up here, and we're just going down, right? So we'll see. As long as we stay in this channel, right, we're gonna consider it weak, even though we haven't yet confirmed below the trend box yet. So we're just waiting for some signals on that, but overall pretty neat, and I really love how it kind of just flushed off of that too. So yeah, so great stuff on that. Yeah, let's say a D-Dog. So D-Dog was a good one, right? So this is a nice one from yesterday. It showed some strength at the open, right? So you can catch that momentum move, right, from yesterday. Had a nice move here, nice push, and that was it, right? Just couldn't hold on to it for the rest of the day. The market just weighed too heavy on it, but left with an upper shadow and a shooting star on that one. So see how that holds. Basically it held 50% of the range, so that's good, but also you got your ADMA below it too, which you might want to test and see how it holds there. And then GLD, I know, it's ridiculous. Yeah, gold and the dollar have been going inverse each other, which is really interesting, right? So dollar up, gold down, so it just kind of is what it is, but inflation, right? So that's how it goes there. So gold's not really reacting too well to that one. It broke down below the triangle. That inside day was a good clue, and we gapped down off of it. So once we gap down off of the inside day, just like Tesla today, right, then we can look for some short setups on that one. We got with the 15-hour breakdown, we lost this level, we kind of held the ADMA down for the rest of the day. So cool stuff there. And what else? And yeah, that's exactly it. Good stuff, Mike. I really appreciate you tuning in. Reed, what's going on? You made it. Awesome. Yeah, so I don't know why the waiting room is not coming up yet. Yesterday I tried to create the waiting room, and then when I went live, it made another room, and so everybody who was in the waiting room couldn't get on the live stream, so that was kind of weird. So I didn't make a waiting room today. I don't know what happened with that, so a little bit tricky there. And of course, there's no YouTube customer service, so I've basically been trying to figure it out with the broadcaster, and it's been a little bit. At least we got it going here today, so that's a good thing. Anyway, I really appreciate it, Reed. Krishna, what's going on? Good to see you. Levels to watch for FedEx. Let's take a look. Yeah, so FedEx is kind of hanging in here. This 80 EMA is going to be a really key level right here. So this 240, it's holding. Levels above, right? We got a lot of upper shadows here off the 250. So this is kind of an important range that it's in right now. So I mean, below here, of course, you got 230. It seems to be liking these whole number levels. Then you got an inside day prior level here at 220. So we're kind of tracking those on the FedEx. And then SE, of course, nice bounce off of the channel here today, yesterday, and the day before. I just couldn't get any follow through here today. Once it came back in the range, it's like, oh, hands off on that one, right? So, so big upper shadow off of that, big volume. So let's see how it holds the channel going forward on SE. So that's kind of your main level right there, that 144.50 area off the channel going into tomorrow. So good stuff. Yeah, Krishna, my pleasure. John, what's going on? Good to see you. Spy is spy. Yeah, I know. Spying on you. Exactly. So, so spy good stuff right here. Again, down a little bit here after hours so far. We do see the futures. Oh, wow. They rallied right up to the 2-minute, like 34 EMA and bouncing off of that here this evening. So, so we'll see. We'll see where the SPY ends up tomorrow. Again, this 320 was our projected level, and let's see if it decides to push any farther below that. Right now, we're still in this kind of corrective channel, so we'll see how that goes right now. Michael, what's going on? Yoicks! I know, yeah, SPY is so super duper shaky. Exactly. Just crazy stuff. Gio, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Netflix. Yep, so Netflix, really, really great day today. Again, we lower volume hanging man right here, and then we pushed off of that off of the cloud today. It gave some nice retracements here intraday. Right, I mean, here's a good, this little move right here. Nice 618 off of that with an inside 5 to take the 80 MA back down again today. So really, really nice stuff there on Netflix. We'll see if they can see any follow through on it. I like the volume that came down, but it's got some support levels right below it, so watch out for that. SE, of course, still holding the channel, but nasty pullback there today. Square, again, a lot of these kind of had the same type of setup right there. There's hanging man type patterns and then pull back. It's kind of holding on to the 80 MA right now, so we'll see how that goes. V again, nasty down move there off the inside day. Still holding the bottom of the cloud, and it's lower volume on it. We saw a lot of names today with lower volume, so it is something to keep an eye on right there. ANTM, again, lower volume off of this one as well, but a nasty momentum shooting star candle off of that. And then Okta. Again, software tried to perk up again, but again, we were a little bit cautious. A lot of these moves, like this candle right here, lower volume. It had a little bit more volume on this hammer, but gave a little bit of a gift horse move, and that was about it today. And back into the cloud. So let's see how it holds that 50-day going into tomorrow. So good stuff. And then, yeah, Michael, Nicola, see ya. Yeah, Nicola, bye. Have fun getting delisted. So we'll see how that goes here. It just reminds me of Luckin Coffee. What is Luckin even available anymore? Like Luckin, I'm not even sure it's on here anymore. Yeah, LK, right? Remember that one? Remember that? Doesn't Nicola look a lot like Luckin Coffee? I mean, it was up for no reason whatsoever, and then of course it got delisted, right? So so Nicola is looking a lot like that kind of chartish pattern right there. Again, they had the one move right here, which is so shady that like GM would try to do a deal with a company that's totally fake, and it's like, what did they not do their research, or they just kind of part of the whole deal to try to gap the thing up? And then they came back and they're like, I disavow, right? That type of thing. And so anyway, double inside day down. We couldn't take the inside day up to get there, so we took the inside day down. I lost 200-day moving average. See you, Nicola. Exactly. I love it. And then Workhorse, I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't even know what this company does. Oh, look at this one. Wow. What a move, guys. Did we not call this as a hanging man top right here off of Workhorse a couple days ago? And nice move down. Great follow through the downside. I wouldn't be surprised to see more on this one too. I mean, do they even do anything? Who knows? I mean, so this one and Nicola just so shady. So we'll see how that goes. And Zoom is just ridiculous. Yeah, I agree. But we thought about this, right? So it had a big move off of earnings, which was insane, right? We're like, I mean, I remember looking at this the night before with our group, and we're looking at it, and we're like, the premiums were so expensive. I was like, maybe you can make money if it gaps up like $100, right? And then it gaps up like $150. I was like, oh, amazing, right? Sometimes the market is so funny, right? And then it pulls back, gets into the gap, and then we talked about this reversal. And one of the big things about this reversal that we were looking at was the pullback. right? So we got a nice reversal here. So we're like, okay, it's starting to work its way back up. Maybe we're going to 618 retrace right to the 80 MA off of that one, and then it came up again, and then I did a 382 retrace off the 80 MA bounce, and then just kept on going, right? Then just kept holding the 80 MA off of that one. So that's a really cool pattern to look at. It's just Elliott wave stuff, right? We're just looking for higher highs, higher lows, right? Looking for these waves, looking for the retraces on the Fibonacci's, and it's just amazing stuff how it does, especially in these high volatility names. So members actually did well on this. They day traded this one today, did well on it, and some of them swung it and did great on that too. So awesome stuff. And then the VXX, right? So starting to get perky again, right? But it's still below this big daily cloud, below its 50 days. So I mean, it's like, it kind of supports the bearish argument a little bit, but right now we're heading into some heavy resistance in it too. So I wouldn't be surprised if we capped out at the cloud right here and SPY, kind of reach its bottom there at the bottom of the cloud before we get going. But we just kind of keep an eye on it and see how it goes. I mean, who knows? There could be some news coming out that gets things going again. So the Nest, the QCOM on the weekly chart, deja vu, right? So it's again still looking like it's doing like a bull flag right here, but upper shadow. Let's see how it holds the low end of that range, right? So we're going to definitely be keeping an eye on that one, and then hopefully you can hold 110 and any support levels you need to look at. Oh, for QCOM, yeah. So that 110 is going to be a key area for it. But you got the kind of the cloud right here at this 106 area, big level. If you lose that, I don't know what to say, So that's what we're kind of looking at there. The Nest, and then Grug. So Grow Generation got a little bit of scrommet there today, so it kind of came with the inside day down below the 80 MA on that one. And then NLS. Nautilus, yeah. So this thing keeps on. This has had a lot of good write-ups recently about it, right? So, so that's been good. You're seeing some buying going on, some buying activity. This is not one that I trade, but it is still channeling up right here. I mean, kind of got to the higher part of the channel. So let's see what it holds. Holding the 80 MA, but kind of nasty price action. Right? It's a really tough one with options, right? Unless it just rips, right? So we got that going on. Yeah, then that's my pleasure. Vegan donut forever. What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. You're awesome. I appreciate it. Then that's and pins. Right, so pins was pretty cool. Right, had a nice candle yesterday, and it gave a good, good follow through this morning, and of course, kind of came down with the rest of the Nasdaq. Right, so but good push this morning. Nice 15 orb breakout. Right, retested the 15 orb and worked its way back up, and then back down. One more bounce, so 2 more bounces off the 15 orb, and once you can't get it going off of that, see ya. Right, came back into the range, and then bleh, off of that. So let's see how that goes. Nice job on that one. That's the way to do it right there. So it was a good level on pins. I mean, it was just one of the things we kind of look at here on the breakout, right, is one of the things you can do is you do an extension on these, right? Just kind of see where you're going. You can kind of go this level right here, this level right here. I mean, already yesterday it was a 2618 off of that recent move down, right? So we had that, and of course you had your earnings move right here, right, and you're about at the 1.618. So I mean, it was a good area to take profits. So nice job on that. Good. And FSLY, let's take a look. Yep, FSLY with a kind of a pullback here, guys. This is one that we've been kind of tracking for a while. It was so busy, so bullish for so long. Definitely finished an impulsive move here. A, B, C we're looking at, kind of working its way back. It could actually be working on a bullish move. I like the low volume pullback. This could be like kind of like a like a 1-2 type move. So keep an eye on FSLY, see if it tries to get strong. And then GLD. Kind of breaking down right there, but yeah, if you've got the leaps on those, could have some potential on it. Lots of gaps below on this one. This is going to be a key area right here, right? Lots of congestion in this 170 area, right? So see how that holds and where we go on that one. So right now it's taking a triangle down. So see how that goes. And then SLV. SLV, oh wow. I mean, nice inside day down, right? Doji down out of the cloud, good volume. Maybe this thing will get back to $10 for us. We can just load up on it. That's where I want to load up again. So love it. So yeah, let's take a look at Tesla, and then just keep averaging down if it keeps on going down. I mean, seriously. Tesla. So Tesla, yeah, nasty move down here today. I mean, it looks like it might want to test the 50-day and the bump line right here. So let's see how that holds. Again, it should be some interesting price action. It wasn't one of our favorite ones to trade today, but it did hold the 80 MA for the majority of the day, and we had like some nice retrace pullbacks right here. Here's a 318 that worked its way back down, right? So nice stuff there. So good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Vegan donut forever. Tracy, what's going on? Thanks for making it. I really appreciate it. Let's take a look at AMZN. Amazonia. So again, it tried, right? But here's the big deal with this one, right? So yesterday was just the first day. This one started a downtrend, right? Because this day right here was increasing volume below all the other trend box levels, and that was after that day right there. We look at that. We gapped down and we got some more downside movement. Now it tried to rally off of it. So at this point now, right? To me, it's looking like it's just a kind of a corrective pattern right here. So 1, 2, and we could be working on a wave 3 down. We don't know yet. It came back to retest the upper trend line right here. So we're kind of in a trend box in case it wants to start a trend back up. So we just kind of have to see how that goes going into tomorrow, how it holds these levels. But it could be interesting if this thing starts to get really nasty. Just enjoy the ride down, right? So we got that going on, which is pretty cool. So maybe it doesn't need a stock split. Maybe it'll get back to 100 anyway. Yeah, right. Anyway, so Twilio, yeah. So not quite an evening star reversal, but this candle right here got into the cloud, gave a little push up, and kind of rejected the cloud right here with some increased volume. So right at the 80 MA, if not below that, right, we got a couple other key levels down here. So it's a tricky one. Twilio is a tough one. And then yeah, see you Snow. Yeah, bye Snow. Yeah, so whatever they do, that's not Snowflake. So what a move on the IPO day. We lost the we lost the IPO levels right there. Double inside day down, right? So again, if you can't hold those levels, right, look to retrace those other inside day levels, and it did, right? And quite a move off of that one. This is good stuff. Apple, nice one, Tracy. Let's take a look. So Apple's in banana. Wow, not really an evening star reversal because it's kind of working our way back down. Again, it was a low volume hanging man yesterday. That was a nice red candle here off the 80 MA. Worked our way down and back to the upward trend line on this one. So it's kind of a key area for Apple to hold, but it's in a trend box right here because we broke it. So kind of keeping Apple today. But guys, Apple, so fun to short today, right? Gave us a nice move at the open, nice retrace right here. It was all about the 618s today on Apple. I mean, just beautiful moves. Here's 618 right here, right? Another nice move down here off of this guy, 618 back down, and then just held the 80 MA for the rest of the day. Just so nice. So good stuff there. So good, James. Yeah, no, I'm slowly becoming a faster talker, right? Because we get so busy during the day. When we go live, right? We just got, I get so many questions during the day and different charts to look at. Sometimes we got to go look at it, see what's going on really quick, and so yeah. So it's kind of like the lightning round here tonight, exactly. So Tracy, yeah, my pleasure. The next, anything we're looking at for tomorrow? So kind of big stuff we're looking at tomorrow. Again, Roku is looking interesting. The Piton that was mentioned earlier is looking pretty interesting. Roku gave a nice push right here, big upper shadow. So let's see if that gets any follow through. If we break down below these lows, we could see 182. We could see the 8-day on that one, right? So if the market wants to get weak, if the market wants to get strong, we'd kind of look at Apple for some potential on that one. I like how it's on the how it's on the upward trend line. So we got that going on. Zoom, not really too much on that one. And then Michael, yeah, Twitter. Again, great move on that one. But again, big upper shot off of that too. This gave us 2 great days of moves, right? So we had that going on. I know, exactly. So you got a night job potential on that one. I like it, James. Yeah, exactly. So good stuff there. On the bullish side, again, Apple, again, it's right at the upper trend line, so it's kind of one of the key ones I'm looking at. I don't know. I'd have to kind of look and see if there's anything else that's really kind of setting up. But other than that, those are kind of the big ones today. There's a couple other ones that were kind of crazy today with some big moves. I don't think we had any other really breakout moves today other than the VIX, right? So we got that going on. So other than that, guys, that's all I got for this evening. Hopefully you found it helpful. Hopefully these RSI tricks are really pretty neat, and they kind of get you looking at price action in a different way. Today's trend lines are really cool. Tomorrow we're going to go over be sure to tune in tomorrow. We're going to go over a very special method that we've never talked about before, and it's kind of a cool way to find highs and potential reversal points. So keep an eye out for that. And other than that, guys, I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll catch you guys bright and early on the Good Morning Market Prep video. And until then, stay healthy and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.